live.
Okay,
Are we able to start halachically?
why not? It's 7:15.
Say what?
Well, we're up.
We're up to Chaf Zayin.
Zion.
Oh, my Rava.
Rava. Very short daf today.
Well, let's
Look
get
at all these charts.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Exactly, no chart.
Oh, we're back with the short.
Oh, my Rava.
There we go.
Today we're going to be discussing the difference between regular Truma D'Oraisa and Truma D'Rabbana. What's Truma D'Rabbana? Truma's Chutz La'aretz. Chutz La'aretz, Truma outside of Eretz Yisrael, in countries that are next to Eretz Yisrael, like Bavel and Mitzrayim. What's the difference? Over there, they only enacted Truma so that we don't forget Hilchas Truma. So it's really not Truma. It's not proper Truma. So therefore, halacha number one that we're learning, Ein ba mishum koyin amisayeh b'beis hagronis. Like we learned yesterday, there's an isser for the koyin to participate and help out and pretend that he's being a nice guy because he knows he's the first one in line to receive the Truma. In Chutz La'aretz, we're not concerned, says the Gemara. Not only that, Rav Chama yoyev le l'shamei. Rav Chama had a servant, a shamish, a helper, who was a kohen, and he would actually give him the truma. And the Rabbeinu Gershom here points out, I wasn't sure, but he says on the side over here, if you look, he says Bechoros. He basically paid him his salary with truma. It wasn't just, oh, I'll give you a bonus truma. He paid him his salary.
How can you do that?
Because it's in Chutz La'aretz, it's fake truma. It's only in order to remember it. Omar Shmuel Trumas Chutz La'aretz B'Telo B'Roy. Says Shmuel, I could be mevatel b'roiv. It's batel b'roiv, meaning typically truma you need 100 times the piece, not 99, 100. It's 101 mixture at the end. You have one piece that's truma and 100 pieces of chulin. Only then that's the Rabbanan, but that's how we do it. But in Chutz La'aretz, all you need is a roiv, 2-1 or 51%.
Only for a regular kohen.
And what do you do with it? What happens when you have this bittul b'roiv? Rashi says that the bittul b'roiv, that the bittul b'roiv helps that a zar can eat it, a Yisrael. Tosfos says that it's for a kohen himself who's tamei, then he can eat it, but not for zar. Rabba says Rashi came from the family of Eli Kohen. He's a kohen. Mevatlo b'roiv. So this is interesting. Usually we say you can't be mevatlo eser l'chatchila. So Rabbi would go ahead and be mevatlo it. He would purposely put the truma into the truma of Chutz La'aretz. He would put it into. He was in Bavel. He would put it into the chulin that was a roiv. Va'oichala b'meitu masai, and then he would eat it while he was tamei.
Not an Isser, not mevatlo an Isser.
Right. I'm saying usually we say mevatlo iser. Oh, it's not Isser. It's a Truma D'Rabbanan.
Do we know why they introduced Truma in Chutz La'aretz?
What?
Do we know why they introduced Truma?
For those who were here in the beginning of the shir, it's Shalei Tishtakach Truma. That we shouldn't forget the Hilchas Truma.
In that case, why just in the surrounding neighborhoods? Why not?
It was like closer.
in
You mean, why not in America?
There's no chiyuv in
Baruch
America.
There's no fear for Syria either.
No, but you could see Eretz Yisrael maybe, and they want to keep
Is
it
there a
in
difference
memory.
between the fruit
Maybe the
flies?
guys that live so close, they go back and forth to Eretz Yisrael. So when they get to Eretz Yisrael, they won't know what's going on. That's not a general remember. You see that a lot of Bavel people ended up in Eretz Yisrael.
And the other,
They get there, like us. Me from America, I have a very, very hard time with Truma. I don't know what to do. Like I could buy fruit from a stand without even thinking twice. Like in America, you go into any grocery store, you buy apples. So us Americans have an issue. Like we have to constantly think about it. Israelis like put it on the side. There's a whole thing, and they know about that. I don't know.
I've never known an Israeli taking Truma in my life.
No, I take
I
it all
saw
the
my
time.
father always.
A very good
No,
example.
like he has not a truma. You have on the side.
Because you live here and
everything-
people buy Yesh Chesed, and so you don't see it.
Exactly.
But if you live in Yerushalayim, and people buy in the shuk, and people
Right, so I make sure not to buy in any of these places.
They come with their bags and
Minhag Yerushalmi is
Yeah.
you take on everything.
Says the Gemara, Rabbi Yeshua.
by the shit.
Was this kind of
What?
was this the same color that they had at Syria?
By the end of the
for example, the jacket was called. Huh?
But it was. It's not mentioned. Surya is not mentioned in this.
No, I'm saying that it seems to be a different period.
Yeah.
A later
That
period.
was actually stronger. It seems like Surya was a stronger kind of
Yeah,
Xeria.
and we see it by Schmidt as well.
Yeah.
I thought there's a difference between
It was managed like an extension sort of very strong. Also on the map, I think Surya is much closer, much it's right there by Israel. Bavel is
Because Syria at one stage was under control of Eritrea.
right. It's like an extension, like
Yeah,
a
whereas Babylon or Egypt never was.
yeah.
Prepare the Kuroma Mash once again.
Amen. Ravuna bereder Rav Yeshua ki Misrael lei chamro de truma. Ravuna bereder Yeshua when he would get wine of truma chutz laaretz have a rome train natli de chulin v'chado natli de truma. So you take 2 parts chulin, 1 part truma. Now we have a roy of chulin v'shokil chad, and you drink. You take out 1 part from the mixture. You have a mixture now of 3 parts. 2 parts of chulin, 1 part is truma. He would take out 1 part, and we would say that 1 part is chulin, because everything is batal b'roiv. So what he just drank is chulin. What's very interesting is now, once he drank it, it turns out that what he drank is truma. We say, what he put in is what he took out, even though it's liquid, and liquid really mixes in really well. So again, when he takes out his first, we have 3 cups here.
2/3.
We have 2/3 chulin, 1/3 truma. We're doing a bittul b'roiv here because we're in chutz laaretz. What?
Doing bittul lechatchila?
Yes. See, you missed 2 minutes. That's what happens. Bittul lechatchila. Let's go back for you. Rabba mevatlo. Just go back 5 lines. Rabba mevatlo b'roiv. Mevatlo lechatchila. Anyways, you gotta get a car. Those. Yeah.
That wasn't matter for Zor.
Alexis.
It was. According to Rashi, it was for a zar. According to Rashi, for a zar. According to Tosfos, for a kind that's tummy. It's because of you, because you told me you could roll the cameras over there. What? Yeah. But right. Oh, exactly. However, over here we're talking about truma and chutz laaretz. We're not talking about meat that's treif. It's not 100%. This is just something that you should remember truma in your head. This is not truma at all. So what happened again, Rabbi said, he takes out 1 part, he wants to drink wine, he takes out 1 part, what do you say halachically? He took out chulin. It already was mivutal, I took out chulin. Once it's in his stomach, I go back and I make another thing. I say, the part that he took out was truma. Now, listen to this. Mikan ve'elach. Yeah, I saw that. Beis Yosef says that only the Yisrael could give it to the Kohen, but the Kohen cannot. That's what you're talking about?
What's happening over here?
So it means the holy heter was for Kohen.
Yeah. Talking about in Rabba, the Rabba's mevatel l'chatchila,
In Rabba,
and we made tumasa, yeah.
that only relates to Kohen. It's not as if it's mevatel, it just doesn't exist at all, and that even a Yisrael could eat it. Even according to Rashi.
You're saying about who could eat it? No, but
Yeah, Rashi's
according,
on the first.
yeah, Rashi says that he's mevatel l'achla l'zar. Rashi says, but teilah b'roiv l'achla b'zar.
That's on Shmuel. But on Rabbah,
yeah.
what the Gemara says about Rabbah, this whole thing that we're talking about here,
Yeah.
is a much greater color than that. Because you can actually drink the whole lot, effectively.
Right. That's what Yosef was bringing up, yeah.
That's
So you're saying that doesn't apply here. Who says this? Right here. Okay. Now, we're losing concentration. We have to finish the line here. Again, we have 2 parts chulin, 1 part truma. He mixes them together. Now, he goes ahead and he takes out 1 cup. He has 3 cups now. He takes out 1 cup, drinks it. Why could he drink it? Because we say that it's batal b'roiv, so the cup that he took out is chulin. Once he took it out, what remains in the mixture? Now we're doing the mixture.
1-1.
We're going to look at the mixture and say, no, it's completely chulin because what he took out was truma. We do a trick here. Because we're so makel, it's truma in chutzlar. Oh, so now that we look back at the mixture, we say, oh, everything went back to the original. 2 chulins, he got rid of the truma. Now he goes and takes another cup of truma, puts it right back in to the 2. And he starts the whole story all over again. Now I'm doing bitul b'roiv. The problem is, what's the problem here? So first, I did something like this. This was last night, and this went on the 8-minute video. This is not good for shear. So I did something like this. It looks like this. It's very interesting. It's a beautiful chiddush here. I have 1 cup of truma, 2 cups of chulin. I take out 1 cup. What remains? 2/3 of truma, 1 1/3 of chulin.
Yeah.
Think about it. If I take out 1 cup, because I take out 1 cup is 2/3.
Yeah.
Once it's in your
No.
Right.
I take it from my mixture. Time out. I take it from my mixture. I have 3 total.
Right.
I got 1 cup. How do I divide that 1 cup? How does it divide it? It's thirds. It's 3/3.
Right.
2 of the 3/3 came out of chulin because it's double, and 1 of the thirds came out of the truma. What am I left with? 2/3 of truma, 1 1/3 of chulin.
4/3.
Right?
It's a batal b'roiv.
Time out.
Batal b'roiv.
Why are you looking at me like that?
No.
If I take out 1 cup out of 3 cups,
What did you take out?
what did I take out? How much chulin and how much truma?
2/3 and 1/3.
2/3 and 1/3. Perfect. I took out 2/3 of chulin. What am I left with? This is what I'm left with. This second line here. I'm left with 1 whole cup
And a third.
and 1/3 of chulin and 2/3 of truma.
Right.
Now I go and I what's the word? I introduce another
truma.
cup of only truma.
Right.
How much chulin is left in that mixture? The same amount because I only added truma. 1 1/3.
And it's still being developed.
Time out. How much truma is in this mixture now?
2/3.
1 2/3. So now the truma is more than the
And
chulin,
it's still developed.
and it's still batal. Why?
it's chutzlaris.
Because it's the chutzlaris, and I say that really what was left in this mixture is only chulin and no truma. I pretend
It
that there's no.
changed. Once it's in your stomach, it changes.
Once it's in your stomach, it goes back and pretends that there's not 2/3.
I pretend it's not.
Yeah, it's ganz geschmack here. Theoretically, this is how it's supposed to be. Halachically, we don't go like that.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised we don't go like that. It's a complete.
No, we do go like that.
Harama, that's what it is.
Now, if one like this, if I did it like this, here, Mendy, Mendy,
That's what it is.
Mendy, here's the other chart. You ready?
Can you go on doing this?
Chulin is 2/3,
Right.
and truma is 1 cup, 1/3. You took out 1/3, nishar chulin 1 1/3, nishar truma 2/3. Now you added 1 truma. Sachakol chulin is 1 1/3. Sachakol truma is 1 2/3, which is more. Anyways, fine.
Can you keep doing that?
I just thought that visual is better.
That's the whole point.
Yeah.
At the end,
Yes.
at the end, you're going to have totally.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
All truma, all truma.
At the end, maybe all truma,
It's
but
all
you took
truma.
all out of it.
No, but every time you start over
But
again,
you
he says,
took it out. Each time you took a cup.
molecule-wise, if you look at it in a microscope, it's all truma.
I know, but if you look at it in the Torah microscope, it's
Torah is
full.
all full.
Yeah,
Right.
because it was batal
We
b'roiv.
use Torah microscope.
Here, and then it says Mikan Be'elach. You hear it's called Mikan Be'elach. Rami
half an hour
Choda
left?
v'Shakal Choda. Yeah,
It's not just a question of Chayz of Nair, I'm saying that Chayz of Nair doesn't apply.
right. Choyz v'Ner doesn't apply,
Which means that
but this other concept called we don't say Choyz v'Ner because if we say Choyz v'Ner, we're being big tsars here because physically the truma is in your cup and it's more than the chulin. But over here we say that it's batal. What's the word? It's another concept that we're mevatel, not mevatel chatchila, something about bittul. The kids are we're mevatel it, and we don't say you're right. In this case, even if we pass in chayz v'neir because we're truma and chutzlart, that doesn't apply.
I'm saying the way around. Even if we say, as long as we don't say Chayz of Nair, then it
Yeah.
makes no difference what he drank. As soon as it's bottled, the whole thing's bottled.
Right.
Yeah. So
Right.
Then you can keep pouring in bit by bit. You have to say that drank was the truma. You say that.
But you only say that if you don't say chayz v'neir. Why would I say what you're saying if it's in there? And at the end of the day, physically, there's more truma. If truma was a different color than chulin, you'd actually see more of the truma in there. And every time you add your cup of truma, it keeps on getting more and more of that color. But what you can't do is, rami chada v'shakal chada. You always have to take out one cupful and drink it before you put in the truma. Because if you put in the truma first, now you're actually going to have more truma in this mixture than chulin. It will be even equal. You have to pull it out. You have to pull it out. Now you don't have to drink it physically. I mean, you have to pull it out of the mixture, and then you add the bad stuff into the mixture. Because if you don't pull it out of the mixture, then it gets together, and then you're going to have a roiv or even 50-50, and it's asur.
Why?
Because we're still trying to pretend that we're doing truma here.
And this is not.
You're trying to do a bit of baroiv. Trying to do a bit of baroiv as best as you can.
And this is not going to confuse people who move to Eretz Yisrael.
No, because they know this is.
It's the same
It's
concept. It's like a mikveh.
Not if they come to the Daf Yomi.
You got your 40 saw
On
and your
time.
mikveh.
Yeah.
You keep adding Maim Shulim.
Right. Okay, very good. Vomer Shmuel. Trumas chutz la'aretz oichel v'hoylech v'achekach mafresh. One more halacha says Shmuel. You're talking about this truma d'Rabbanan. So typically, obviously, you have to be mafresh truma in order to eat what you have in your pile. But since it's just what's the word I'm looking for? Just
Practice.
no, zeicher. Thank you. Zeicher the migdash with truma. So what do? You eat all the way till the end, according to Rashi, until there's nothing left but a piece of truma. Tosfos says that's not good enough. You have to leave truma and a little bit so that we have the concept called mukaf. Because you have to take truma on something that's next to it. And you can't just take truma in the ear. You have nothing to do it on. You need mukaf. Fine.
Is that not just another example of prayer?
Nah, this is all zeicher. This is no prayer.
But even with real truma, you can do that. Can't you?
No, because you just ate tevel.
No,
Eat
say,
devil.
in my mind, the last bit in the far corner there.
No,
is
so
gonna be
then
my
you're mafresh now. You're mafresh today, and you found it later. But over here, he wasn't mafresh. He waited, didn't say a word, didn't think a word. And when he was left all the way at the end, then he says,
I remember.
truma, and I'm yotzei my zeicher. In terms of zeicher, it's great. Bamar Shmuel, ein trumas chutz la'aretz asuro elo b'mishat tuma yotzei lo migufay. It's another tremendous chiddush. You would think, what's the worst thing in the world if somebody touches a dead person? Tamei says Shmuel, no. We are much more concerned with tumah that comes out of emanates from his body, such as a zav, zava, nida, and keri. Those four things. And what about if the truma itself became tamei? It's always a problem in Eretz Yisrael. Over here, it's not a problem. We don't care if the truma is tamei. We don't care if the guy touched a dead person, if the guy touched sheretz. Nothing bothers us. The only thing that bothers us, tumah sheyetzim gufay. V'animili b'achila. And another kula, only for eating. Less lambad. Remember these words. I'm allowed to go, says Rashi, and touch it with my hand. I am tamei. Go ahead and touch it. I dare you to touch it. It's not a problem. It's chutz la'aretz. Who cares? We're talking about zeicher.
Cohen stuff
Fine.
going to a cemetery. Cohen can't touch it.
Kohen Eretz Yisrael, who in chutz la'aretz, who happens to be tamei for whatever reason, can touch it. Omar Avinu Hilkach. Since we care about the tumah that comes out of the body, nida koitza chala v'oichala kohen katan. So a nida you're allowed to touch it. We just said negia is mutter even if the tumah comes out of her body. So a male, she's allowed to be mafresh chala in chutz la'aretz. Who eats it? Kohen katan. What's a kohen katan? Rashi, it seems like he has two pshatim here. There's a little bit of a controversy what Rashi means exactly. The point is that it's a person or a katan who doesn't have tumah. Either he never had tumah in his life, or even if he had tumah, he went to the mikveh and now he's tar. Tais doesn't like it so much. Why is he a katan? He's a that's tar. Fine, but this person is tar, and that's who gets to eat it. V'ilek a kohen katan. If she can't find somebody like that, shakla la bereish masa. This is a masa. It's in English. It's a poker. I had a hard time finding a poker because then if you put in Google poker, you get other stuff. But anyways, this is a poker. It's a oven poker, a fire poker. So you know what this is? The people, the fancy people in America by the fireplace. This is what they have. This basically it's something for your coals. So if she puts it on the edge of this, she's not touching it. She's careful not to touch the challah and puts it in. What's the issue? We just said a second ago, Benegia less lumbo. We don't care b'chalal. Says Rashi, the kama the efshel is the hurei mizdahara miligaba. She should be careful if she can. There's no reason for her not to be careful over here. Once she called this thing challah, it's good for her to be careful and put it into the fire like that. He says a little bit of a different shot.
Poker.
What?
He says it's the plea used to take the bread out of the oven.
That's Tosfos. That's Tosfos.
So he said, okay.
But why is he going Tosfos? What
know.
kind of chutzpah is that?
Yeah.
Okay, he does that sometimes. You have to be no, seriously. You have to be consistent. You can't
That's it. I'm out of here.
he really says this. Does he bring it as a second shot? That's straight out Tosfos. That's
Then he brings
Tosfos.
Rashi at the bottom who says
Oh, Shalom
Rashi and Tainus, whatever.
No, but the Rashi here says her
You should be one of those guys who writes them all
Rashi
that
says what
out.
it is.
Excuse me. That.
Okay, fine. Says okay, and then now she puts the challah into the oven. So she takes a real challah instead of giving it away to Kayin. She puts it in the oven and burns it. So she has a little bit of a problem because she didn't do what she was supposed to do with the challah. She did like basically what we do today. Then she pretends that she's taking another challah, another afrasha. What did he say?
The
Masifta, okay.
Or Rashi.
It's not something, yeah, Rashi Tosfos. He likes Tosfos better. He decided because Tosfos makes more sense, but it's a little bit weird to do that.
Also the lashon.
Okay.
The lashon.
So over here it would mean that a kohen gadol, not a kohen gadol, as Rashi pointed out, a person who's tamei.
Lowercase g.
The opposite of a kohen katan. Kohen katan means a kohen that doesn't have tumah, or a kohen that went to the mikvah. Kohen gadol means a kohen that did go to the mikvah and is tamei right now. Since it's a zeicher to challah, because she already took challah and threw it into the oven, so even a tamei kohen can't eat it. Says the Gemara's story. Rav Nachman v'Rav Amnon v'Rami Bar Chama, three of them have a klasli bar, they're on a boat. Those are the best stories. They're all on a boat. Solid layer of Amnon Lipnuye. Rav Amnon goes up. What?
You're always in the car.
You went up to the bathroom. I have a klotz kasha. Nobody talks about a klotz kasha. I don't know, but it says he went to the public bathrooms. Were on this top level, and they were on the bottom. Why does it mention what he did exactly? I'm not sure. I don't know if it's even something to discuss because nobody even cares about this. Fine. I saw Yahitzo. Kamayu. So a woman comes to ask the other two that remained. Amr lahu.
I think a lot of times they do that. They bring in these random facts to show that they really had a Messiah very clearly of when the story happened. What happened?
Like the more detailed it
Yeah,
is,
it's very detailed.
the more or less like that game where you have to
Okay.
guess if it's a lie.
Fine.
or not.
So now they don't have 3 to 4 on base dead, right?
No, they went
Tommy
like that.
Mace, Maushid Bo, V'yochad Trumas Chutz La'aretz. Can a person who touched a mace, that person, and he goes to the mikvah, can he eat truma in Chutz La'aretz? And what's the problem? According to Rashi and Tosfos have a machlokes over here. Rashi says that the problem is Herav Shemesh. Talking about a guy who went to a mikvah, he did go to the mikvah, but it wasn't nighttime yet. Can he eat before the nighttime? In Eretz Yisrael, obviously, he goes to the mikvah, waits for the night. What happens in Chutz La'aretz? Amalei Rav Nachman the Rav Bachama, so they're discussing this. Rav Nachman tells Rav Bachama, "B'chi azoyesh lanu," says Rashi. We don't have the whole concept of sprinkling the mechatos, so we can't become tar anyways. What is the point of waiting for Erev Shemesh? Now I do go to the mikvah even though there's no point, because again for the whole concept of like tishtaka. Let's do like tishtaka. But I don't have this Erev Shemesh. Why should I be makbid in all the small details? I did my zeicher, weitergegangen, went to the mikvah. Now.
You know they had the Hazar for hundreds of years after coming to the Yeah.
Well, because they it was somewhat of a discussion though. I saw them showing discussing. You sure it's clear like that?
Yeah. Until the middle of the Amaran.
Past Tchelis or before Tchelis was Niglas? Okay. According to Tosfos, the way the sugi goes is a little different.
Chelis to do with the Romans.
She asked the question, do you have to go to the mikveh at all? According to Tosfos. Step number 1, do you have to go to the mikveh? So Rav Nachman says you don't have to go to the mikvah. We don't have sprinkling. Why even go to the mikvah? Omar lei Rav Bachama. By the way, Derech Agav, just I have a minute here. I just want to say Yishkret for everybody that came to the see. It was a tremendous event. I thought everything came out great. Say so. No. But seriously, if somebody has constructive criticism, I would greatly appreciate it. I know that there's meat. With the side dish was meat, and then there's another dish with meat, and the side dish with meat. And v'chulu. If somebody had a heart about the smoke, no, seriously, we could always do better. So if somebody has, but what people don't realize is that it wasn't really a siyum on chulin. It was really a goodbye party for Dr. Epstein. He's leaving tonight. And we're really going to miss him. He's going for, 3-4 months. Hopefully he'll come back in the middle sometime and visit us. He'll watch us on YouTube.
When he comes back, he'll know Hebrew.
Well, can you explain? We had a large bottle of whiskey standing on the table in front of you. Why did you not offer drinks to people?
I didn't know. Maybe a bit more salad.
It's funny, nobody noticed that whiskey. I don't know. I'm saying, one or
There
two.
was no meat dessert. That was confusing.
There was. Hillel's box. You didn't see that?
Yeah, right.
That was the meat dessert.
Porterhouse.
All right. Amalei Rami Bachama. Rami Bachama comes up. He says, "Lo yleichus le'lisacha." Why are we even discussing this? Let's wait until Rav Amram comes back from the bathroom. Okay, so Rav Amram comes back. Amar Lu, Hachi Amar Rav, Temeimeis Toivel ve'oichel betrumas chutz la'aretz. Now, according to Rashi, nothing happened there. He didn't add anything. He didn't take away. The question was, you go to the mikvah? Yes, you go to the mikvah. But you don't do azah. You don't do azah. Perfect. He's masking. And what does he say? Lei silchus say. We don't pass him like Rav. Memela, you go to the mikvah and you have to wait for Erev Shemesh. According to Tosfos, he comes back from the bathroom. He says different than Rav. Rav says, don't go to the mikvah. Don't do anything. He says, no, go to the mikvah. Don't do Erev Shemesh. And then he says, no, the halacha is you have to also do Erev Shemesh. So there's 3 steps according to Tosfos. Don't go to the mikveh at all. Then Rav says, Rav Amram says, go to the mikveh, don't have Erev Shemesh. Leisach is going to say, we don't pass on that. You have to go to the mikveh and Erev Shemesh. You have to do everything. The Omar Marzutra Mishmeder Rav Sheshes, again, something similar to me. Sheretz, Toibel, Voicha B'Trumas Chutz La'aretz. If you touch a sheretz, you go to the mikveh, but you don't have to do but the halacha is that you do or balmum, you have to eat it within its first year. What's the first year? His first year, from his birthday, you count 365 days. Not from Tishrei to Tishrei, not the Jewish calendar year, his own year. But how do we know that?
354 days, right?
Yeah, okay, within that year. Mixing kula, okay, fine. Noila by mum b'soy it says with a vav at the end. His year, the Bechoros year, not our year, not the calendar. The main road, the Lashona the Daymanin, we count his year. Minani Mili, where do we get this? Allah, Damarav, Damakro, Lifnei, Hashem, okay, so I made a little bit of a chart here, so it doesn't get too confusing, because just the wording at the back and forth is a little bit interesting. Basically, we're going to learn 3 halachas. Very, very simple. That you have to eat it. Halacha number 1, you have to eat it within the first year of the Bechor's life. How do I know that? Shana b'shana, machlokes. Everything is a machlokes. Rav and the Rav, the Brisa. Either you learn from Shana b'shana or the word Shnasai. Halacha number 2. That how long can I eat a Bechor? There's only two possibilities. 1 day and a night, or 2 days and a night. Is it like a shlamim or is it like a taida? So that I learned from Chazan Shoik and an extra word yia. The yia by Bechor tells me which Chazan Shoik, because I have a Chazan Shoik with taida and I have a Chazan Shoik with shlamim. So the Chazan Shoik and yia together, bam, I know this halacha. He takes the word shana b'shana because it's extra, and he uses, that's why they're both yellow. I use it for the 2 days. Now, that a mum, that it's a weird halacha, not weird, it's different than anything else we know in the Torah, that an animal that has a mum, instead of reading it, give it to the kohen, no problem. Only Bechor is like that. How do I know that? From Ubu Saram, and the Brisa learns it from the green. This word yiv that I have in Shoik, he learns it. Now let's see it inside.
What does he do with Shnasa?
Now you're not going to be confused anymore. What
What does he do with Shnasa?
Oh, nothing.
The Bay Rav is the
Let's
base
see.
medrash of Rav?
What?
The base medrash of Rav, the Bay
It's
Rav?
the price. The price.
argue on that?
Yeah. Of what we know from
There's a
Rav.
guy bringing the braces.
So says the first thing. I don't know if we should put it away yet.
They didn't like
Okay, I don't know if we need
Why
it.
don't we have one in- in
What?
that yeshiva? Why don't we have one in that yeshiva?
Argued on him, argued on him.
Says the Gemara, the Omar Kro, how do I know this concept that you have to eat it within 1 year of the Bechar, not 1 year of the calendar? Shana b'shana. Very interesting lashon. A year within a year. What does that mean? What kind of year goes into the next year? Every year it finishes and then a new year starts. A Bechar's year, his birthday, has nothing to do with Tishrei. So his year finishes into the next year, into Tavshin Pei. Where are we? No, on my side it says Pei. Tavshin Pei. The Bay Ravta, no. Shana b'shana, I take the Shana b'shana, I learn something else. Halacha number 2, that 2 days. Yoyim echad b'shana zu, v'yim echad b'shana zu. That what? Limit al b'char, shenechal shnei yom v'lay lechad. I have an option. Could I eat this carbon for 2 days and a night, or 1 day and a night? Well, the Torah says Shana b'shana, I can eat it 2 separate days. One in this year, in Tavshin Ayin Tes, and one in Tavshin Pei. How do I have that concept? If I could only eat it for 1 day cannot spread on 2 years. But 2 days could spread on 2 years, and therefore I learn from there, Shana b'shana, that it's 2 days.
Is 1 day the last day?
The Bei Rav, we only have 10 minutes. The Bei Rav, we have 3 lines. The Bei Rav, Manalu, Minalu. How do I know this concept of that has to be his year? The first halacha. How does Bei Rav know this halacha? Shana, that has to be his year. Yavim Kachim. Kachim, it says that it had, like you when the Torah says you have to take a sheep that's a year old, it's not a year of the calendar, it's her year. But how do I know that? It says by a woman who gives birth, his year, you see, it starts getting confusing over here. We're going back and forth. Rav, how does he know? He learned, the Bei Rav learned Shana b'shana we already said Shana b'shana is for the second halacha. But we didn't say how Rav knows the second halacha yet. How does he know it? That what? That I eat it for 2 days and a night? It says by Bechor. Here's this pasuk. Upsaram, and the meat of the Bechor, it should be to you, just like these things, it's matis kuna that you get from Korbanos. What does it say at the end? The red again. What's that? That's a big problem. Why? Because it says twice. It's red. If you saw Mamish in the Torah, it's also like that. Red and red is a baya. So what do we do? So by Shlomim, it's 2 days and a night. So maybe by Bechor, it's 2 days and a night. It makes a lot more sense to compare it to the Chazal Sheket Toida. Why does it make more sense? Why go for a lot if you go for a little? Right? Go for the lesser of the two. Tafasta merubah tafasta. What does it mean, hoisiv l'cha? Now that you see this, you know what hoisiv l'cha means. It added to you because it didn't have to say it. It gave you another l'cha to go for you. Havaya cheres b'chor. V'idach hamahasa mikelemeimar hayilach limit al b'chor balmum. Now he introduces halacha number 3. The yilach comes to teach us the third halacha that a b'chor balmum goes. You see, yeh green. Instead of learning yeh for halacha number 2, he learns yeh for because he already learns shana b'shana for halacha number 2. So he has yeh extra that teaches halacha number 3 that a b'chor balmum goes to a kohen. Now we're gonna have a problem. Where does Rav know it? And then he learns it from Psarim, and that's what he asks. What do you do with Psarim? We don't find such a thing in the Torah. Either we don't have a drasha, or we don't find the concept. It says in the pasuk ubesaram. What's the ubasar? What's besaram? Plural. all types of basar, even a balmum, even a non-balmum, everything goes to the kohen echadam echad balmum. Vidach ubsaram. What is it talking about? The hani bechoros the kul Yisrael kamar. He's talking about all the meat of all Klal Yisrael. That's what it means ubsaram. It fits into the pasuk. Rashi says. No, sorry. Doesn't mean
Taman Balmum, it means all of
Klal
Klal
Yisrael.
Yisrael.
But there's okay. Have a great day.
Actually, where are you going?
What?
Come back and go out.
Levi.
Only honest
I skipped the more than 26. 25 and 26.
I know.
Waiting for you over here.